Do you feel like you practice endlessly, but your drumming still isn't improving? That's probably because you're overlooking one of the single most important exercises that can instantly transform your skills. I know because it completely changed my own playing, and my students all say the same thing. So in this video, I'm going to show you the one simple 5 minutes a day exercise that delivers big results better than anything you've tried before. And by the way, I've put together a free PDF with all the exercises we're covering today. I'll put the link below so you can grab it. We're going to start with the foundation of this exercise, the rhythmic checklist. The rhythm checklist is simply all the possible rhythmic combinations within a measure of 16th notes. Don't worry if that sounds complicated. I'm going to break it down step by step, and the final exercise later integrates everything together in a musical way that translates directly to real playing situations. Let's start by playing single strokes. Now, we're going to accent certain notes based on the rhythmic checklist patterns. For example, if the accent is on beat 1, then your right hand is accented. But if the accent is on the E, then your left hand is accented. I want you to pause the video here and practice each one you see slowly. Now, play along with me. We're going to do 2 measures of each rhythm. The key here is creating maximum contrast between your accented and non-accented notes. Your accents should be strong and deliberate, while your ghost notes should be extremely quiet. Many drummers make the mistake of not creating enough dynamic difference between these notes. The bigger the contrast, the more musical control you'll develop. Take your time with just this step. This is your 5 minutes a day right now, working through different accent patterns from the rhythmic checklist. Make sure each pattern feels comfortable before moving forward. This alone is going to do so much for your drumming even over a couple of weeks, so keep coming back to this video and move from one level to the next as you master each one. What makes the final level so powerful is that it develops multiple skills simultaneously. Your dynamic control between loud and soft notes, your coordination between all of your limbs, the ability to play any phrase that comes to your mind, and your musical voice as a drummer. And we're getting to that, but the next step is to add an ostinato. An ostinato is simply any rhythm that stays constant, and in this case, we're using quarter notes on the hi-hat. While your left foot plays steady quarter notes on the hi-hat, your hand should keep playing the accented 16th note patterns we just worked on. This may feel challenging at first because you're now coordinating 3 limbs. Take it extremely slowly. Even at 40 or 50 BPM quarter notes, not 16th notes, you'll feel the benefits of this coordination exercise. Remember, speed is not the goal here. The goal is control. I recommend spending 15 to 20 minutes of your daily practice to just this combination. If you practice for an hour a day, that's a quarter to a third of your time just on this coordination exercise. Okay, before we move on to the next level, there's one common mistake I see drummers make with this exercise. One of my students was struggling with coordination issues for years before we met, and I introduced him to this exercise. He initially tried to rush through it at like a performance tempo, but after I convinced him to slow way down, and we're talking 40 BPM, and practice it for just a few minutes a day, his coordination improved more in 2 weeks than it had in the previous 10 years. Because here's the thing, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. If you practice sloppy coordination at high speeds, you're simply reinforcing bad habits. The slower you go while maintaining perfect execution, the faster your improvement will actually be. I know it's tempting to speed up. We all want results quickly, but trust me on this one. I've seen dramatic differences between students who take their time with this exercise versus those who rush through it. If you want to get better faster, you have to play slower and play more carefully. That's the power of patient, deliberate practice with this exercise. Now let's remove the hand patterns temporarily and focus on the kick drum. Keep your left foot playing quarter notes on the hi-hat, and now your right foot on the kick drum will play the rhythmic checklist patterns. And again, work through all the possible combinations. And don't forget to download the free PDF of the exercises, by the way. I'll put the link below for you to grab it. This level specifically develops independence between your feet, which is crucial for playing complex grooves and fills. A lot of drummers have strong hands but weak foot independence, which limits their musical expression. If you're finding it difficult, I recommend dropping to an even slower tempo. There's nothing wrong with practicing at 30 BPM if that's what it takes to get it clean. Remember, we're programming your muscle memory for perfect drumming. Practice makes permanent. Now, the fun part, combining everything together. Here's what we're going to do. Your left foot is going to play those quarter notes on the hi-hat, have your hands playing those even, unaccented 16th notes, and your kick drum is playing the rhythmic checklist patterns. Okay, keep your hand strokes very low to the drum and as even as possible. The goal is to create a smooth bed of 16th notes while your kick drum plays the rhythmic checklist against your steady hi-hat quarter notes. Don't be surprised if some of these patterns trip you up. That's normal. Those are exactly the ones you should focus on. When you find a pattern that doesn't feel right, you need to isolate it, slow it down to a quarter of your practice tempo, or rather, as slow as it takes to play it perfectly every time, and then repeat just that for 5 to 10 minutes. Do nothing else during that time. I still practice this exercise regularly after years of playing. It's one of my favorite ways to warm up because it simultaneously works on timing, coordination, independence, and dynamics. I really get my feel together by working on this and playing it all the time. And once you're comfortable with the last steps, we can take this to the next level. Now we're going to alternate between your hands playing the accents and your kick drum playing the rhythm checklist while your hands play steady at a low dynamic. Oh, and if you're just starting on the drums, don't worry, you can simplify this exercise greatly and still get enormous benefits. Instead of working on 16th notes at this tempo, start with quarter notes or eighth notes around 60 BPM. The rhythms should be the same, but you're doing them at a quarter of the speed. And here's the last crucial ingredient that ties everything together, your voice. As you play these patterns, I want you to sing them out loud. This might feel weird at first, but it's incredibly powerful for internalizing those rhythms. When you vocalize a rhythm and simultaneously play it, you're connecting the language centers of your brains with your limbs. This creates neural pathways that allow you to instantly translate what you hear in your head to what you play on the drums. Think of these rhythms as melodies or phrases. Sing a phrase, play it with your hands, then sing it again and play the same phrase with your feet. Trade it back and forth. This vocalization process is how you truly develop your own unique voice on the drums. When you can sing what you play and play what you sing, you're no longer just executing patterns, you're speaking through your instrument. How does all this translate to real musical situations? If you're playing a groove, you can place both hands on the hi-hat playing those 16th notes, and then move your right hand to the snare for beats 2 and 4 to play the backbeat. Use your kick drum to play any of the rhythmic checklist combinations, and then as you mix and match those rhythms in different orders, you can play any beat you want. This instantly gives you dozens of groove variations that sound musical and feel natural because you've developed the coordination to play them cleanly. Or to work on your fills, move your hands around the kit. Use those accents on the toms, on the snare drum, on the crashes. And then add your kick drum in different places because you have that independence, and you can mix and match all of these elements to find your own thing. The beauty of this is that these grooves and fills won't sound mechanical or rehearsed. They'll flow naturally because you've integrated all the components through this exercise. But what if you're struggling to get these exercises solid? Well, you need to keep a few things in mind. One, Don't rush the progression. Spend more time with individual components before combining them. Don't move on from a pattern and don't move on from a level till it feels like second nature. If the four-limb coordination is challenging, try removing the left foot temporarily. Just focus on your hands and your kick drum until that's solid. Record yourself and listen back critically. Often we think we're playing something cleanly when we're actually rushing or dragging certain notes. If your timing is off in the recording, you haven't spent enough time repeating that pattern perfectly at slower tempos. As you master this exercise, something magical will happen. You'll start developing your own unique voice on the drums. Because you're connecting your voice to your limbs, the patterns you play will naturally reflect your musical personality. You'll start creating phrases that are distinctly you rather than copied from other drummers. This is how you move beyond being a good technical drummer to becoming a truly musical drummer with something unique to say. Literally just spending 5 minutes a day on whatever level of this concept is right for you is going to dramatically improve every aspect of your drumming. But if you're going to be successful at it, you need a better practice plan so you aren't aimlessly trying dozens of exercises you found on YouTube that aren't really helping you. So watch this video next, where I'll show you exactly how to structure your practice so you're always getting better.